Hello, good morning. You guys, this is Live Every Day. You're on Backchannel. Welcome. I am at the TWA Hotel. How am I sounding? Anna's in the room with me. You guys hearing me okay? I want to say thank you to everybody for being here this morning. This is, as you all know, if you have a device from Amazon, you can listen, you can watch. If you're on an Echo Show, you can talk to your device, and the device will actually type things for you. Like, that's insane. If you don't, you can go to backchannel.tv and you can chat. If you're on YouTube, you can use the chat on the right hand side. And that's kind of amazing. I want to show y'all, I really kind of want to show everybody the room. Like, I know that that's kind of weird, but TWA is so cool. But I'll show you this. How about this? Um, Look at this. Everything here is retro. Everything is 1962. The entire hotel. So the TWA hotel is the old TWA concourse at JFK Airport here in New York City. And they decided to make it into a hotel. So they did everything. And you're like, we can't, this is like, we're seeing nothing. We didn't want to show you the bed. We were like, that seems kind of weird. So we're showing you this. This is the window, which is closed. But what's cool is everything here is 1962 because that's the year that TWA came out as an airline. When you walk around here, you swear Dean Martin is here, Sammy Davis Jr. is here, Doris Day is here, Rock Hudson is here, the cast of Mad Men are here. I think like everybody, like it's just like kind of this crazy thing. But you're gonna like if you're in the area for New York, it is gonna be out of Manhattan because you're at JFK, but it's worth it. Like it's so cool. They have a 24-hour food hall downstairs, and they say food hall. Let's be honest, one of the places stays open 24 hours, but you know, that's kind of rare to find these days. Not everybody kind of does 24 hours anymore, you know, especially after COVID, but it's really fantastic. So poor Anna is here with me, and she actually leaves today. She goes back to Ohio, and I will be left on my own. And we have yet to get her a bagel. Yesterday was our time in the city, and it was great. It was really, really nice. We did Rockefeller Center, which if you haven't done that, I have to say, I wasn't really sure about the whole doing a tour thing, and it was like, "I'm going to, like, show you like, we're gonna go on a tour for Rockefeller Center," and I was like, "That seems kinda dumb, like, why? There's the gold guy on the outside, and you've got 30 Rock, and you go to the top of 30 Rock, and that's what people do, like, that's called, Rockefeller Center. What are we doing? There's people ice skating, we all know. Okay, great." We went on this tour and it was fantastic. I think the thing that really shocked Anna and I was how many people were from a different country. We were like I know that sounds really dumb, but there were people from Germany and Spain, and there were only what 12 of us like on this tour. It wasn't a lot of people. So, it was just really crazy, and it got Anna and I talking about, do people travel to New York City and then they're like, I want a tour of Rockefeller Center? Like, is that something that people do? I want to say hi to everybody. I haven't even gotten to say hi to everyone. Good morning, Sheila. Oh, Sheila, I love you to pieces, friend. I can't wait to see you when I come to Florida. And Sheila says, what a travesty. She needs to have a bagel. Listen, Sheila, we get to Rockefeller Center yesterday, and they have a ton of like restaurants and stores, maybe not a ton of stores, but like all this kind of stuff. A lot of restaurants. And Black Seed Bagel is there. Blue Bottle Coffee is there, which I've heard Blue Bottle Coffee is incredible. I've never had it here in the city. I've never had it anywhere. Um, we go to Black Seed Bagel, Sheila. They were closing it up. I was like, why do the schmear gods hate us? Here's the thing. Anna says that you better have a bagel and there better be some freaking cream cheese. This is how we're starting What the What Wednesday. What the what? If we don't have cream cheese and a bagel in this city, I don't know what we're going to do. April, good morning. It is so great to see you. Welcome, welcome. Maddie, welcome. Hello. And Alex, hi. Hope everyone is having a fantastic Wednesday. As you know, this is Friday, Junior. It just means we're getting there, eventually. We're going to get there, everybody. Um, which is great. But let's see. Here is what is interesting, and it just reminded me. Besides the incredible foreign friends that we had on this tour, there was another Texan, which, if you're from the state of Texas, that's pretty common. I don't know if you guys know this. We are a really big state. There are bazillions of us. There's the America, and I was just being funny. It's the United States of America. Do you remember that girl that ran for what was it, Miss America or Miss United States or whatever? And she was like, the Miss whatever, and she was like the Iraq. Okay, you have to look it up on YouTube. But so in America, we are like the largest state. I mean, I know Alaska is large, but they have a lot of mountains and moose. But anyway, we have so many people in Texas. So it's not uncommon to run into people from Texas. But it was exciting because literally 12 people on this tour. Fantastic tour of Rockefeller Center. Most of it, just to let you know, is outside. I would say like 90% of it is outside. We learned so much. And the best part was we saw the Christmas tree. Good morning, April. I love how you say good morning to everybody. I think that's super cool. And of course, my husband Nathan saying good morning, beautiful, which he knows is going to make me smile and blush. Good morning, Nathan. I love you. Anna says that were we from two different sides of Texas? I think so. I think this guy was from West Texas. I'm not really sure. But it was really interesting that here are two people from Texas and we're from opposite sides of our state. And then we had people from Germany and people from Spain, which is like the same distance than from in the state of Texas. You know what I mean? But they're like in totally different countries. So anyway, so yesterday was really emotional for me, which is crazy, I know, but it was very emotional. And it started with Anna and I are walking down, we're going to say Fifth Avenue. Is that true? I don't really know. I don't really know which street we were on. We were on a street, we were on a tour. We had little head things, and the lady was talking to us on a mic. And we're walking down, and all of a sudden we see the glow and we hear Christmas music. And I was like, and it's like, I think it was like the, what is her name? The one that Mariah Carey. I think it was like it could be wrong. I just had that in my head that's what it was. So we're just going to say it was that Mariah Carey Christmas song that everybody loves. All I Want for Christmas. Thank you, Anna. And literally we grabbed each other's hands and I was like, oh my gosh, we're going to see the tree. We're going to see the Rockefeller tree. And I was like, I've never seen it. I've never been in New York. I've been in New York City a bazillion times. And I am just like, I didn't realize how emotional it was going to be for me to see this tree that I have thought about my entire life since I was a little girl coming to the city, and how exciting this is. I don't do travel during Christmas, which I want to talk about. Do you guys travel during the holidays? I want to hear about that. Where have you gone for the holidays? I want you to talk to me, you guys. This is Wednesdays. This is what the what. Where do you go? We could call it Where in the World Wednesday. And I'm going to finish telling you about the tree, but type it to me. Where have you gone over the holidays? Even if it's your grandma's, even if it's your next door neighbor. I don't care. I want to know where you've traveled, during the holidays. It doesn't have to be on a certain holiday, but like the holiday season, so I want to hear about it. I want to know where you're going, what you're doing. Sheila says this year she's traveling to New Jersey and Pennsylvania for Christmas. Sheila, I could have seen you. We're going to be so close. Actually, friend, I'm going to be in Florida in January. I don't even think I've told Anna this. It's just time to tell Anna all the secrets. I'll have to tell her that. I'll have to tell her that today, our last few hours together before she goes back to Ohio. But that is fantastic. I'm guessing, Sheila, that you're going to be able to see lots of family because I know you're from New Jersey, and I'm guessing you got peeps in Pennsylvania. So that's really super cool. So we're crossing over. We see the big star, which, can I just say, the star on the top of the tree is 100% the greatest star I've ever seen on a tree in my life, like any tree topper. And I start to cry. I started to not just tear up. Okay, I think people no, I think people tear up. I mean, had tears dripping down my face. And Anna got this burst of joy, like this smile that overtook my whole being. And I was just like looking and I kept grabbing my heart. That's what I do. I grab my heart like this and I just cry. Like that's what happens when I get really emotional. And I was just staring at the tree and I couldn't. I'm going to get emotional now. Like it's just like it was so beautiful and it was so magnificent to be like I am here. I'm in New York City at Christmas, and this is beautiful. It was just really fantastic. What I didn't realize is spending this time with Anna was going to be so special because we're doing radio together. We're doing this show together. We produce 3 shows. We produce a live event on Tuesday night, which a lot of you know. And so of all the things we could have gone to do, Radio City and, Rockefeller Center and all that, could not have been more perfect for 2 people who produce in media, because all of Rockefeller Center includes Radio City Music Hall, but not that we toured that. But anyway, everything about it, like everything on the ground are radio waves, and everything that's made like in the mosaics and the tiles is all about like broadcasting and connecting with people and communicating through, through media and things like that. So it was just really kind of phenomenal. It was just really beautiful to be there. And Anna says she can confirm my ridiculous reaction. So you guys, I want to talk about this swanky hotel, which I've got to show it to you. I really do. I would just not forgive myself if I didn't show you a little bit around. I wish I could go to every single uh what is this hotel room has a martini bar inside. But here's the thing that is a little interesting: there's no alcohol, no liquor. Which, not even, remember the good old days when you had like those bars, like the I don't know, what did they call them, like your room bar, and you could pay for alcohol. You have the martini glasses, they're swanky. You have like all these like bar things, but you don't have any alcohol. So anyway, and there's nothing in the fridge either. So that's kind of interesting as well. Good morning, Bailey. Hi, welcome. So glad you're here. You guys, don't forget that if you are listening or watching, you can type on backchannel.tv. If you have a Echo Show, you can speak to it. The magic word is say. You say your device's name, and then you say, Liv, I wish you had a martini for me. And I will be able to see it. If you are on YouTube, you can type on the right-hand side with the chat. What is that called? You're like, Anna, what is that called whenever you have, or Sheila, my associate producer, when you have a in-room, is it just an in-room bar? Is it a cash bar? What is that? What kind of bar is that? I can't really think of what it is. Mini bar, a mini bar. It doesn't have that. We have the glasses. But would you guys like to see this room? Would you, because it's mini. Thank you, Sheila. Would you like to see, or should we wait? Should that be something we do in the second half? Give a little tiny tour, maybe? This show is from 8 to 10 Eastern every day. Live every day. There's other shows, Haley and Allison right before, and then after me today is Wednesday. So from 12 to 2 Eastern is the Anthony Davis show, and then your pal Hal at 2 to 4 Eastern. So maybe we'll do that in the second half. Okay, we'll see because I know our friend Stacy usually comes on. Sheila says that people need a tour of the room. You got it, Sheila. You're the boss. So we'll figure it out. It might be a little weird, but we're gonna make it work, right? I mean, it's a cool hotel. It's just so rad. So let's talk about 1962, shall we? Let's talk about it. What was going on in 1962? When TWA came out, this was a really big airline. It was a big deal. I don't know if you remember the red and white. I'm going to show you my card. Like here, look at the card that you get to check into the hotel. This is the concourse. So here at JFK, this was where people like left. You check in. This is when people dressed up to go on an airplane. Remember that? It was I have a lot actually, Anna, we might have to do a little tour downstairs. You haven't seen any of the things. She's got to see the stewardess. Like they have all these mannequins with the uniforms throughout the years, and parts of the hallway. She hasn't seen the Twister room. There's a room that's just for the game Twister. The entire room, the ceiling, the walls, and she's a big gamer, so she's gonna love all that. So we'll have to do like a 30-minute. We'll have to do a little 30-minute. That's not the kind of game they don't play Twister all day. She's in her 20s. Okay. Anyway, so what's really cool is that this is still connected to JFK. So if you fly in to JFK, you can stay at the TWA hotel. Actually, what's really connected is JetBlue. So you see a lot of JetBlue pilots, stewardesses. There's a lot of air people like all over the place, like real ones. And you think, oh, that's cute. Is that for the hotel? Is this like a theme thing? Is this Disney? No, no. Those are actual pilots. They fly planes. So they can take the concourse, they can get. And so when you go outside, it's actually on the old runway, like parts of this. And there's a TWA plane out there, Connie, the original first TWA plane, and that they've made into a cocktail lounge. Now, come to find out, that lounge is only open Wednesday through Sunday, right? Saturday, Sunday, Wednesday through Sunday. So Anna didn't get to go inside. But if you've ever been to Graceland, they also have like Elvis's, plane, and you can go in it. Not only did they keep this plane, but they restored it to 1962. So it's got the plaid from 1962. It's got like the orange and the red and, the white and the brown and all this kind of stuff. So it's really fantastic. And then you've got this great cocktail bar with a bartender inside. It's so swanky. I want to say hello to my friend Eric. Hi, Eric. Good morning, friend. And Mindy, hi. Okay, you guys, since you're here, and Dahani, hi, hello. This is so exciting. I'm in the TWA hotel in New York City, and I want to know if you guys want to see the room. And if you do, is that something we should do like later in this hour, or should we do it at the 9 o'clock hour? You guys are busy, but y'all are always here, and I want to honor you for being here, you guys. Hello, Ashley. Welcome. But yeah, so we're here in 1962. A lot of stuff was going on. Catch Me If You Can. If you remember that film. Anybody remember the film with Leonardo DiCaprio? If you watch Catch Me If you can like see a lot of what I'm seeing right now. Of course, you can go to TWA's website and check out the hotel online. I don't know if you guys know that. We have the internet. You're like, we know, we're here. But so you can kind of check it out yourself, but I thought I would show a couple of things in the room. That's so cool since I'm actually here right now. When my husband and my daughter come, I'll have to show them TWA too. It's just so cool. So so Catch Me If You Can with Leonardo DiCaprio. I don't know if you know this, but it's an actual true story. Funny enough, I have a connection to him, which everybody in my friend group calls me the Kevin Bacon of normal people. That you can literally reach anybody within 6 degrees of me, which I'm not kidding. We've tried it all and we've been able to accomplish it so far. Not that we need to like challenge it, but I don't know. It's kind of crazy. I am connected to him in 2 people? 3 people? Two people. Yeah, there's only one person between me and him, Frank Abigail. Because I know someone who he married her college roommate. Isn't that crazy? He ended up getting married. So you go check out that movie. I don't know if you remember, Amy Adams was in it. She was super young. It was in her career early, and they actually made it into a musical. Later on today, Ann and I will be going into Manhattan and we will be seeing a musical. We will be seeing Hadestown. So that's very exciting. Oh, Ellen Pompeo. Is she also in the film? Okay. Ellen is also in that film. Yeah. So anyway, so we've been talking a lot about 1962. We've been talking a lot about the Rat Pack. The music here is phenomenal. I want to know, what is your favorite genre of music? Okay. We haven't really talked about that. I grew up with my parents listening to the Time Life series. Who remembers that? Sheila, Eric, Mindy, did your parents have that? We're like, it was when they used to have those commercials on TV. Talk to me, Maddie, Ashley, April, Alex. Who else is here? Dahini, talk to me. My parents would order in the Time Life music series. It would be the 70s, the best of the 70s, which it was like 6 like track. Like, no, what was this? This was a tape. This was an audio tape. Um, then I had 8 tracks growing up, but we didn't get the Time Life series in 8 tracks. We got the cassettes. And I don't think they had the CDs. Like, I don't think, and definitely not MP3s. This is way before all that. So it's got to be cassette tapes. It's got to be the Time Life series cassette tapes. Sheila remembers. Okay, so I remember my parents had like the best of the 60s, best of the 70s, and it would be like 15 cassette tapes. Like, I'm not kidding. And it came in like this big, like plastic, like, like folding situation. I don't know, Mindy, Eric. I know that they're my age, so I'm trying to see if they remember. Is that Anna asks, is that like the Now albums? No, because because the Now albums had like 15 tracks on it. Like you're talking like 15 songs. This was literally like 150. It was so many cassette tapes. So and they're two-sided, if anybody remembers that. So there's like 30 songs on one cassette tape. And it was this library of music. And this, like the 60s, what I'm hearing in the hallways the whole time in TWA, down in the lounge, they have a sunken lounge, like in the 70s, and all the stuff. You can check out my social media, you guys, at Liv Harrison. Oh, nope. At the Liv Harrison. I should know my own social media. Anna put it up there. I'll be posting pictures and things throughout the day I've got our New York travels so far, and I'll be posting stuff from the hotel and everything else that we're doing and everything else that I'm doing while I'm on this trip. So you have to follow along. But so when I'm listening to this, the whole point is I'm thinking about, it's like really nostalgic for me, not because I grew up in the 60s. I wasn't born, although some people would like to pretend that I was. But this is what I listened to. This is what I heard. This is what my parents played. So what about you guys? What do you remember growing up? You know what I mean? Oh, Eric remembers the cassette tapes. If not, what was your favorite genre listening? How about this? What was your first album? What was your first cassette tape, Eric, that you owned? Sheila, Mindy, you guys, talk to me. What was your first one? I remember my first CD. That's so funny. I just asked the question and then I didn't know the answer for myself. The first CD I owned was Toad the Wet Sprocket. Anybody remember Toad the Wet Sprocket? God, I love their songs. And here's what's so sad. I remember I was at Willowbrook Mall. So those of you in the Houston area will know Willowbrook Mall. I had got Toad the Wet Sprocket CD, first one I ever bought. I went to Corn Dog 7. Anybody remember Corn Dog 7? And they had the greatest thing in the world. They would take a hunk of cheddar cheese. Oh, I might start drooling on screen. Just wipe the screen. A hunk of cheddar cheese, dip it in corn dog batter, and deep fry that. Could be why I ended up 458 pounds. It definitely was a reason. They also took a hunk of mozzarella cheese, dipped it in the corn batter, like the corn, whatever, dog batter, and fried it. Cheddar cheese was where it was at. That's where it was at. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Okay. I was so into my Corn Dog 7, which had the best lemonade. Oh my gosh, so good. And the cheddar thing, and the fries were great. Had like this fries spice. I don't know. I went to throw away my stuff. You guys, I threw away my Toad the Wet Sprocket CD. Never got to open it, never got to listen to it. And back then, $20 was like, it might as well be the entire world. You know what I mean? Like, couldn't go buy it again. It was like, sorry, I never got to listen to my first CD. Okay, let's see. Sheila had Menudo. Now, wait, Ricky, what was his name? What's his name, Sheila? Living La Vida Loca. What is his name? Ricky. God, it just came to me and I forgot. Okay, she's gonna tell me. Ricky Martin. Thank you. Ricky Martin was a Menudo, right? Wasn't he like how Michael Jackson was in Jackson 5? He was little, right? He was like kind of the tiny one. But Menudo was not brothers. They were like a group put together. He was the youngest. Okay, he was tiny. Mindy had a lot of Motown growing up. What? I didn't have a lot of Motown. Did I? To think about it, Mindy. That's great. So tell me some of the songs you used to listen to when you were little. And Van Halen. Okay, I kind of love that combo. It's kind of like Martha Stewart and Snoop Dogg, how they're best friends, which I love. And I also love how like Tony Bennett and Lady Gaga are besties. Love that. I have a friend who's an older gentleman, and I told him that the other day. I said, "You're Tony Bennett, and I'm Lady Gaga." That's not all true. Oh yeah, the Supremes. Oh my God, my parents had so much Supremes. Holy smokes, why did I even think about that? I had Diana Ross. I had yeah, I had everybody. Are you kidding? Eric says my parents had a ton of Motown, jazz, and a few random rock albums. We had a lot of 50s. We had a lot of like Frankie Valli. I had a lot of geez, who else did I have? Like my not me, my parents, the Beatles, of course, we had just all the kind. I remember we had a lot of John Denver. And if I remember John Denver, like, and of course I had Loretta Lynn. Anybody have Loretta? Anybody have the old school, like we're talking, what is Loretta Lynn? Is she country? I of course had Dolly Parton, and I had, like I said, musicals, which you all know. You've been here, you've heard me talk about them every 5 seconds. So Eric says Run DMC might have been my first cassette. Oh, I loved Run DMC. Um, who were the guys that sang Eric? Who sang Brass Monkey? Anybody remember what was their names? Remember that? That was not Run DMC. But let's see. Anna says that she had Britney Spears' Oops, I Did It Again. Was that your first album? That was her first album. That's because Anna was born last week. Beastie Boys. Oh my gosh. Eric, take away my cool card. Didn't remember the Beastie Boys name. I don't remember anything in the morning. I haven't had coffee yet. Anna says we had Sound of Music on cassette and Veggie Tales Christmas. LOL. That's hilarious. My dad had a record player and would listen to Fiddler on the Roof 24/7. Same. And a lot of Alan Jackson and Garth Brooks 90s country. That's when country was country. And I know Eric and Mindy will believe me and agree, right, Eric and Mindy? Because we're both from H-Town. We grew up with the rodeo, and we have mad love for Garth. Eric, you better have mad love for Garth. Mindy, I'm just kidding. Yeah, Beastie Boys. For the love. Good morning, Stacy. Hi, friend. You're having Rice Krispie cereal for breakfast today. I love it. Bella, welcome to the stream. So glad that you're here. So we're talking about nostalgic music and all the things we grew up with because I am in the TWA Hotel, which was the entire thing was redesigned for 1962. So it's like you walk into 1962 here. The music, everything, the phones, every single detail is thought of, and it's it's an experience. You know what I mean? Everything about this hotel is just really fantastic. So if you have a chance to stay here, and let me give you a little tip about this, may I? May I give you a tip on What the What Wednesday? I was just in New York in October, and I stayed in the city. Let's see, I had to stay at the Sheraton Times Square because I was here for a conference. And the rooms were about 275 a night. Okay, which, Times Square is pricey. I'm just going to be honest. But you're also in New York City. Manhattan is pricey. I'm sure you know this. Okay, that room right now is 680. 680 at the Sheraton. Every hotel in Manhattan right now and Midtown and everything, everywhere, almost except until like you start getting into Brooklyn, the Bronx, which that's super far, but like crazy far. But I guess we're in Queens, right? Isn't JFK in Queens? I think technically, I think, but the nothing. We couldn't find anything less than 500, which I had already booked the TWA. This is only like 225, 250. So just to give you perspective, if you do want to come to the city to, if you're ever coming in here, you guys, yeah, it's a little bit of a drive. Not really. You're just going to the JFK airport, but it's worth it. It's kind of nice to get out of the city. I told Anna I was sad that we were, but then it is so congested with people. It's insane. This is kind of a nice little retreat, and it's very affordable compared to the rest of the city. Most of the city right now, $500-$600 a night. To the highest I saw was 2,500. So that just kind of gives you perspective. Comes out here and it's really swanky and affordable for Manhattan. Okay, I know not, let's not go crazy. I mean, you can stay in downtown Houston for $55. I always do Priceline, and I do my own price, and the stars. I put in like 4-star hotel. I put in $55, and I get a hotel downtown in Houston, Texas. And here's also a little tip about that. For what the what? Listen to this. We're a convention town. So weekends are actually cheaper to stay at downtown Houston. So those of you who live in Houston, although Mindy's not in Houston, but she's from Houston, it's a great place to go to staycation. The week is when Houston is expensive. Look at all that. What the what? Learn all the stuff. Okay. It's like, we got it. You work for a hotel. Okay, so let's talk about who knew. I love this. This is becoming one of my favorite like pieces of the show. I'm absolutely falling in love with this little section. Who knew? These are things that are out in the world that I don't know. Anna knows that, so she puts it into the run of show. And then when I read it out loud, I'm like, wait, what? Who knew? First one, you guys. Are you ready for this segment? First one. A ninja with a sword assailed a U.S. Army Special Operations unit in California. What do we mean by unit? Does that mean more than one person? And do we mean like a real ninja? When did this happen, Anna? Oh my gosh. A man wearing a full ninja garb attacked members of a U.S. Army Special Operations unit in the middle of the night in the California desert, setting off a scramble for safety and resulting in at least 2 injuries. Oh my gosh. Have you guys heard of this? Has anyone heard that this happened? This is, wow, a tremendous tragedy. Okay, so the incident occurred a little after 1 a.m. on September 18th, when authorities in Ridgecrest, California got word that a sword-wielding man dressed as a ninja was on the loose, I can't say that word, at an airport in Kern County, north of Los Angeles. They said, quote, this is from the sheriff's department, the deputies, the suspect had assaulted a victim at the scene with a sword and had thrown a rock through a hangar window, hitting an additional victim in the head. The attack came without any warning whatsoever. The victims are members of the 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment, or SOAR, according to the Stars and Stripes newspaper, which states that the military personnel were at the airport as part of a training exercise. Wow. That is, I can't. That is so many things. Guys, what are you feeling about this? First of all, how fascinating that this man wore a ninja outfit. I'm guessing he wasn't really a ninja, because ninjas, from what I was always taught, was like, what do I know? They don't like attack, right? Is that true? Or is that samurai? Am I thinking of samurai? They're trained to like defend. The ninja did not obey deputies' orders, you guys. Wow. The man was arrested. That's good. I'm glad. He is Gino Rivera. He's 35. And he was arrested for attempted homicide, assault with a deadly weapon, brandishing a weapon with intent to resist or prevent an arrest, along with vandalism, obstructing or delaying a peace officer in performance of their duties. That's crazy. I think it's interesting that somebody got hurt by a rock. Like, can you imagine? You're just doing your life. Alan, good morning. Hello, welcome. Glad that you're listening this morning. If you want to join in, Alan, you can go to backchannel.tv and type in the chat. For those of you that are listening, as you know, you can listen on your Alexa device, your Echo Dot. I recently learned you can listen and watch on Twitter. It's being live streamed. Didn't know that. Live streamed on YouTube, where you can also chat. That's where Eric, Mindy, and Nathan are. That's the cool kids. No, that's not true. Everybody's cool. Everyone here is so cool. Or you can have an Echo Show, which you can watch the show and you can talk to that device. And the magic word is say. And what you do is you look at your device, you say the word say, and you're like, say, I can't believe a ninja hurt people. Liv. You can say that. That is crazy. Okay, who knew? What the what? Next article. Oh, I just want to think about these poor people. I hope they're okay. For $84,000, Stacy says that's nuts when it comes to ninjas. It is. You're so right, Stacy. For $84,000, an artist returned two blank canvases, two blank canvas title. Oh my gosh, you guys. Tiles. We're going to try this again. Blank canvas tiles. I did it. I get a coffee. Did I say it wrong? Said it wrong. I love that I'm reading it wrong still. Anna's like, you're not doing life for 84,000. Okay, you guys, not tiles. I'm going to try this one more time. It's right there. You can read this. Everybody who's reading, who has it visually, I hope you're laughing with me. I can't read this morning. I'm going to start over. Hi, my name is Liv Harrison. No, okay. For $84,000, an artist returned two blank canvases titled Take the Money and Run. Stacy, you're doing life. You're just having a bit of trouble. That's right, Stacy. I am. We've been we've been doing this trip pretty hard. We do a morning show and then we have other events. I have other shows that I do, and then we have to take Anna around New York City. She hasn't been here basically. So I gotta entertain her. No, that's the good part. But you guys are the best part. But yeah, so sorry I'm not reading. What I'm trying to understand is you're telling me this guy sold two blank canvases and titled them Take the Money and Run. She wants me to read this. And it's like, just read the article, Liv. What are we doing? Okay, 84,000. The money was supposed to be used to create modern art. What the what? And it was, but not in the way that a Danish museum expected when it gave an artist the equivalent of 84,000. In return, it received two empty canvases. Okay, so let me understand this thus far. A Danish museum pays an artist $84,000 for some modern art. Okay, if I'm getting, see, now I'm in. I'm here. I'm here. I'm processing. The artist Jean, I'm going to say that's how you say that. I don't know if that's true. Jean Henning says the blank canvases make up a new work of art titled Take the Money and Run, and that he calls a commentary on poor wages. One thing it's not, he says, is a theft. I'm actually having physical reactions. I need to hear from my friends. You guys, what are our feelings? What? I'm going to keep reading this. It's a breach of contract. And the breach of contract is part of the work, he said, according to the Danish public broadcaster. The work is that I have taken their money. That's the work? What? Stacy says this is ridiculously nuts. Thank you, Stacy. Holy smokes. Wait a second. What? The work is I have taken their money? Hanning said. Nathan says, sounds like a millennial. Nathan, that's not nice. That's my husband. Be kind. How old is he? 35? I think it says he's 35. I don't know. The Kunsten Museum of Modern Art in Aalborg. Yo, all this is not, I have no idea how to say these words. Isn't satisfied with that explanation. I probably shouldn't laugh. But oh my gosh, no kidding, they're not satisfied with that explanation. But that hasn't stopped it from displaying it hasn't stopped the museum from displaying the two canvases as part of an expedition called Work It Out. Anna, we could have this on Monday. Make it work Monday. No, this is good for what, which explores people's relationship with work. Artists' unexpected delivery. Okay, provoked laughter and questions. Hanning took the money as part of an agreement with the museum, which says it loaned Hanning more than $500,000 so he could frame the cash in a reprise of an earlier artwork. The artist had previously used two canvases, one larger than the other, to illustrate the gap in the average annual incomes in Denmark and Austria in concrete terms, or more accurately, in paper. This guy needs to visit someone. Nathan says he is a millennial, and they, except for Anna and Taylor, struggle with hard work. Although I don't think Anna is a millennial. I think she actually is Gen Z. Okay, she hates it. She gets so mad when I say it. Okay, actually, I laughed as I saw it. Kunsten CEO Anderson said in an email to NPR, adding that the museum first suspected things might not go as planned when Hanning told them that he had created a new piece of art with the title, Take the Money and Run. Oh my gosh. Sheila, what are our feelings? Maddie, Sheila, Stacy, we know, thinks it's crazy. Alan, Ashley, Alex, and where is Mindy and Eric on this? Anna, I'm going to come read what you wrote. All right. The delivery quickly provoked a flurry of emails and messages at the museum. Anderson said that while Hanning's initial work converted money into art, the new work reminds us that we work for money. It also adds a new twist to the debate over how an artist's work should be valued, he said. Sheila said, this is crazy. You guys, this is crazy. Like, you have got to be kidding me right now. There's no way. There's no way this person is okay. You know what I mean? Like, come on. Nathan, write a paper for minimum wage to prove your point. Nathan's going to start quoting Teddy Roosevelt. Okay, so this was in October of this year, you guys. This is actually old news. October. And Anna says he made it work. Did he, though? This is interesting. Okay. Hanning told somebody that he decided to keep the money after rejecting the idea of reproducing art that was more than a decade old. Instead, he said he wanted to create a work that dealt immediately with his own work situation. He sounds very emo, which, what do you guys say now? Angsty? Is that what the kids say these days? Angsty. Well, back in my day, we were like, you're being emo, which is short for emotional. Like, he sounds ridiculous. Stacy says that's nice. It's nice. I don't know, Stacy, if it's nice. He says, I encourage other people who have just as miserable working conditions as me to do the same. If they are sitting on some blank job, I can't say that, it's a bad word, and not getting money and are actually being asked to give money to go to work, they should take the money and run, he told the radio program. Hanning says that he would have had to pay $24,000, which is around $3,000, to recreate his artwork. An unfair burden, he told Danish radio. But Anderson says that the museum's contract provides up to $6,000, nearly $7,000 for Hanning's work expenses. Under the agreement, the artist also receives a fee of $10,000 plus a viewing fee. Oh, Stacy says that's bad as nice can get. Stacy, here's my question, everybody. Those of you who are here. What has this guy done before where the museum is like, we're going to give him $7,000, you know what I mean, for his recreation work, and then also $10,000 for viewing fees. This man's getting $17,000, period. Obviously, they thought something of him to give him $48,000 to do work. So Eric says this guy's a genius. You're not wrong, Eric. I mean, he's either crazy or a genius, but let's be honest, a lot of artists are kind of, like, they're like out there, which we need because they're so creative. Oh my gosh, I can't get over this. Kana says, never say that again. I'm guessing that means she never wants me to say angsty again, or that's what the kids say. Got it, Kana. And Nathan says, this is so European. He's like hating all the people today. Okay, I know Eric would deliver better. Eric says, in the 90s, I went on a field trip and there was a display of 2 giant canvases painted in solid black. The curator spoke for an hour of how evenly applied the black paint was. Eric, you've got to be kidding me. What? Are you serious? An hour? And you were a kid? Well, we graduated the same year. That's insane. Also, we are all in the wrong business, everybody. Oh my gosh. Stacy says the artist is creative, but he has to be realistic. I'm with Stacy. I also understand that he's a genius. Nathan just hates millennials and Europeans this morning. Not really, he doesn't. Okay, the museum isn't taking legal action yet. Hanning signed a contract with Kunston promising to deliver the artwork and to return the $84,000. The artist now faces a deadline to give the museum its money back on January 16th when the work expedition closes. The museum said it's talking with him about that deadline. It also acknowledges that Hanning did produce a provocative piece of work. I feel like the word produce is not being used correctly in this statement. It wasn't what we had agreed on in the contract, but we got new and interesting art from Hanning, Anderson said. You know what? Stop. Stop. We're going to stop this. We're stopping here. If the museum is calling it art, then this guy's an artist, then that is art. Then he keeps the 84,000. It stays in the museum. They said it's productive work. Okay. They said he produced something. They said it's provocative. And they said that it's interesting art. We have no conversation. Remember how we talked earlier this week about if you're in the arena, remember Teddy Roosevelt, if you're, the man in the arena, if you're there, you get to say something. If you're not, you don't. Nathan's not from Europe and he's not a millennial. He can say nothing about either one. But this guy, he says it's art. And if the museum's saying it is, then we all need to stop. Then he needs to stop. Then they know what the heck they're doing. Who's going to fly to see the 84,000 artwork of blank canvases? Take the money and run. What the what? Okay, you guys, we are already inching towards the top of the hour. This show is 2 hours on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We go from 8 to 10 Eastern. Tomorrow I'll be back 8 Eastern and I will be in Manhattan. I will be in my cousin's, she lives on the Upper West Side. So I will be coming from an apartment in the city. Okay, talk about living with the locals. So that's where I'll be in the morning just for an hour. But right now we'll be going into the second hour. I wanted to take a moment to kind of highlight something that happened yesterday, but I want to get Nathan's comment is. Nathan says, I think European and millennials are, how do I say that word, Anna? Synonymous. I'm so pretty. No, that's a joke. That's when I say that, I don't actually think that. It's just my way of saying, I don't know what I'm saying. That the art museum should close down. I'd love to visit both, would not want to live with them all the time. Oh, you want to visit millennials and Europeans, but you don't want to live with them. Peter's here. Peter, you hurt my feelings. You weren't here yesterday, Peter. You were missed. You didn't really hurt my feelings, but you were missed. You were noticed. Welcome, Peter. It's so great to see everybody, you guys. So at this going into the next hour, I want to talk about something that Anna and I got to do yesterday. We closed the show. We had an hour show yesterday morning. We were in Connecticut. For those of you that tuned in, we were just coming from a normal Marriott. Today we're in the TWA hotel and I'm going to give you a little tour when we come back at the top of the hour. Not like I'm going anywhere. We don't have commercials. If you have to go to the bathroom, too bad, so sad. Okay. So is there workers' comp? I'm kidding. I'm fine. So it's a joke. But yesterday morning after I did this show, I actually had to go speak. I'm also a speaker for those of you who don't know, but you can follow my social media. I have a website and I can throw up my website. It's the same, thelivharrison.com. And my social media is at thelivharrison. Yeah, thelivharrison.com. So I speak and I MC and I do some other things. Yesterday I was speaking to a women's group and Anna was with me and it was so cool because where they decided to have this morning, it was a coffee with women. And they brought me in to give an inspiring message and all this kind of stuff. Nathan says I sound European with my demands. I demand this. You know what I do demand? Coffee. And this room does not have a coffee maker. Or it does. I think I found it in a drawer the last time. I don't know. It's hidden if it's here. We're not really sure. Anna might go exploring. But yeah, no coffee in the room, which is that because they only drank martinis back in 1962? Could be true. Anyway, so where they had it was at now they do not call it a soup kitchen, okay, but that's what we would call it growing up, would be a soup kitchen, but they don't call it that, which I think is really cool. They call it the New Covenant. What is it? The New Covenant Center. And this is in Stamford, Connecticut. And I think that that's really cool. And I kind of wanted to put a little spotlight since this is the season of giving. This is not a spiritual thing. This is like a world thing. We're in a season of giving. And this facility, they do not call the people that come visit them clients. They call them guest. And people, they serve something like 35,000 meals. They were giving us like incredible numbers. Like they can feed 200 people a day. They feed breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They have a pantry that was incredible, a food pantry that I've never seen like this, that they can come and get 10 days worth. Anybody can come and get 10 days worth of food, but you have to qualify, and you have to be living under the poverty line, which in Stamford, Connecticut means $32,000 or 32 or 36,000 for a family of four. Then you are under poverty line. Then there's another program that they have called Alice, I believe is what it was. And if you're $90,000 with a family of four, then you qualify for the Alice program. That's crazy. $36,000 and $90,000. I don't think that's the poverty line for Houston. I could be wrong. I could absolutely be wrong. But I don't think people understand how easy it is to be food insecure in this country and what food insecurity looks like. Connecticut is actually very wealthy, and where we were is a very wealthy community. So they were trying to educate these women, letting them know, because they're part of a very privileged community, your neighbors do not have food, and living in the same town you live in, breathing the same air you're breathing, and their everyday looks very different than your everyday. And so it was really moving to see and to learn. And what I really loved, my takeaway from New Covenant, which I think Anna gave me the name. Let me look over at her chat and get it for you guys. Because I would love for you to contribute to them, even though you don't live in Connecticut, or if you ever are in Connecticut. Really kind of, all the things. New Covenant Center. Okay. Anyone can come and get meals. They never check or ask you anything. Now they're having to do a lot of takeaways because of COVID. But what I thought was so beautiful, is that they talked about the dignity of the person they were encountering, their guest, and that they always wanted to treat them with dignity. They wanted them to feel like they have dignity, because they do, just because they're human beings, they're alive, and they're worthy. And so everything in this center is like intentional and with tremendous thought. So the lighting, they actually got inspired by the artists in Soho. So they had like cool lighting. They had really like there were no walls. They said there's so many this is gonna make me emotional. There's so many walls in these people's lives that they didn't want them to come into a place with more walls. So all the walls are glass so that they can see and be seen. I'm like, it was so cool. It was absolutely so cool. And here's really something amazing. They have not closed one day during COVID, not one day. They've been open every single day, feeding people. And they said that their increase of numbers of who has gone into food insecurity has increased tremendously. So they support other shelters in the area. You guys, it's beautiful. So if you want to donate to New Covenant Center in Stamford, Connecticut, I would appreciate it. They are doing tremendous work, and not just tremendous work. They're doing it with absolute class and dignity. And it just really was inspirational. The other thing that we learned, like, this is like, what the what? That's so cool, The other thing that we learned yesterday when we were on the Rockefeller tour, which you would think, what would you learn at Rockefeller Center that would be so inspiring? Good morning, Bobby. Hello. So glad you're listening. Is that the big tree, the big, Christmas tree that's at Rockefeller Center that we've all grown up with and seen our whole lives, the center of New York. They gave us all the things, how tall it is, and where it came from this year, and how they ship it to New York, and how it's chosen, blah 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 blah. Okay, I mean, that's cool, that's interesting. The coolest part, though, is when the season is over. Okay, when the holiday season is over, they take down the Rockefeller tree, and you guys, I'm gonna cry again. I haven't cried, I'm just getting teary-eyed. They donate it to Habitat for Humanity. I did not know that. So all of that wood does not go to waste. Oh, God, so great. So they take the wood. I have goosebumps. They take the wood and they mill it. And so that's someone's house. It's so cool. They said that President Jimmy Carter, former President Jimmy Carter, was actually there last year or the year before. I mean, he's like 97. He's like my grandmother's age. My grandmother's still alive. She's 97. He's like 96, 97 years old. And he's very involved with Habitat for Humanity, but that he was actually there and he still comes and participates in that part of this beautiful tradition. The cool part about the Rockefeller tree that I wanted to share with everybody is that it started in 1931. I'm looking at Anna. I don't know if that's the right year. 1930 something. I think it was 31. They were building Rockefeller Center. And we learned all about John D Rockefeller, Jr. And he was very forward thinking. He was very like really with like way above things. Like he believed in equality of all men. He believed in the working man. He believed in like there were intentional things done on the back of the artwork. There was no color skin, like no skin color between the paintings and things like this, and like certain parts of the area to show all mankind, that everyone is equal. It was just really beautiful, like the things that and what he put his money towards. He was very much into the arts and all this kind of stuff, and that's why New York City is the center of like art, dancing, singing, broadcasting, acting, and how he invested into that and how important that is like for our culture, and what that looks like. He was yeah, I didn't know, Eric. It is amazing. I didn't know all these things that he fought for. He fought for equality of men, of all men, which is really interesting in the 20s, 30s, that was something that he was focused on and he was intentional about it. Yeah, it was really interesting to read, to listen to a story. I think his story would be really interesting to read, and the work that he did do, because he got involved politically about it, like and equality for people. And I love that. So anyway, but the thing that we learned was that these construction workers, when they were building this huge complex, which Rockefeller Center actually is the largest thing in the city. Well, I guess Central Park, but I mean, like as far as buildings go, whatever, it's like a complex, It was Christmas time and they wanted a Christmas tree. So they got a Christmas tree, the construction workers, and they put it up in the middle of what is now the middle of Rockefeller Center. And they took scraps of metal that they were using to build, like the leftover scraps, and they decorated the tree. And it gives me goosebumps. It's just so kind of like, I don't know, when we're having so much, like, we're not unified right now as a country, and we're struggling with that, with our identity as Americans. And so here you see these men who work really hard, and there's actually a mural in Rockefeller Center inside that is this branching of the worker and the creative. And so and Abraham Lincoln's actually in it, which is interesting, and all this kind of stuff. Like, it's just really intentional. So when Rockefeller saw this, he thought, that's really beautiful. I want to honor that. I want them to have a Christmas tree. They shouldn't have to make their own. And that's how the tradition of the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree came to be, was that he wanted to give that as a gift to the men who were working so hard to build this complex that we now all enjoy. I have goosebumps. And now it's a thing. So anyway, just thought that would be some nice uplifting stories to share as we go into this second hour of Live Every Day, which obviously we're living in the city that doesn't sleep. We've slept. I do have to say, if you stay at the TWA hotel, you're going to have a quiet night. Not like when you stay in Manhattan. Holy smokes. They're not kidding. That city does not sleep. You can hear all night long. You could be on the 5,000th floor at the top of a building that is a skyscraper and hear people's conversations down like on, like Times Square. I'm not even kidding. It's true. I want to give you a little bit of a tour. I hope all my friends are still here. Is everybody still here? Here's Stacy, Sheila, Eric, Mindy, Nathan. I don't know if Kane is still there. Alex, Maddie, Bobby, Alan, you guys, whoever's here. I'm going to give you a little bit. Anna's like trying to like go away. I'm thinking the way I can do this. Let me see, Anna. Is my thing plugged into this? My phone. Oh, use my phone. Oh, Anna's telling me to use my phone. That's brilliant, you guys. This is why she's the smart one and I'm the pretty one. It's not true. I'm neither. Anna's both. Okay. So here we go. I'm going to join the stream on my phone. She's so smart. And well, it's not coming up, Anna. Let's see. If I can. And then that way I can show you guys around. Let's see if I can do it. Okay. We're going to do this. We're going to make this work. It's not. Oh, open link. Yes. My phone updated last night. Did anybody else's phone update? Do you hate when that happens? Oh, Anna, it's not working on my phone, hun. I don't know if you want to work on it. Maybe here, I'm going to hand my phone to Anna and see if she can get it to open. So I wanted to show you guys the room, but my update might have messed up my phone and then I won't be able to. And I guess Anna doesn't think that I should use my screen. I'd like to know, I know that Sheila said where she's going to Christmas for this year, but you guys who are here, while I try to see if I can get on this, where have you been at Christmas time, holiday time, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, anything? Where have you been that you have seen Christmas lights and decorations and trees, things like that? How do we get the sound off? Oh, okay. There we go. Okay, my phone's working. Yay! Can you see me on this, Anna? Or does that not make me seen? She's going to flip it over. I want to know. I've been to Disney World and I want to talk about that, but I want to hear where you've been. Okay, so I'm live? Or no?
Hit the sound on there.
Oh, hit the sound. Okay. Can I hit the sound? Oh, the sound on my computer.
I can mute it, but hit
on here?
The little mic is.
Oh, yeah. Oh, here we go. Okay. She's going to mute me on the computer. Is that good? Is it working? Although I still hear myself. Hold on. Let me see. Is that better? Okay. So here we are. We're live. We're in the TWA hotel. I want to show you a couple of things. I might even go into the hallway. Can I flip my screen around? I don't know if I can. It's kind of because I'm on the restream. I wanted to show, and I know it's the bed and all this kind of stuff, but look, they have all the old TWA like posters. No, these aren't the real posters, but they're on like these are the advertisements. Okay, California Fly TWA. It's great beadboard situation. The wood in here is absolutely gorgeous. Everything is like brass, you know? The lighting is so intentional. They have all this old school lighting. They have an actual rotary phone. It's not a pretend kind. Watch. I want y'all to watch. It goes all the way around. Can you hear that? Can you guys hear that? Isn't that so cool? It's like a real rotary phone. They don't have a closet in here. They have this situation. Doesn't have a door, but do you see how cool, like all the metal, you hear that? It's like real metal. These are real, like the metal stuff. This was my eyes. I put in my contacts, but that's the martini bar. Can you see that? I'm trying to get in the shot. This is in every single room. You've got this really cool like bar situation, and you've got like a little whatever. What is that? Fridge. I want to show them. I want to show like the chairs and stuff. I want to go in the hall. Here's the chairs. Like, see, it's all this retro 1962. Is there anything out here? Can I show them? I want to show y'all the actual, you know what? I'll go in the hallway if you open that. How about that? And it's going to open the window so I can show you. Are people liking it? Are people even responding? I don't know if they're responding. I'm going to take you in the hallway. Anna. Okay, I'm going to do this. Okay, so. Okay, we're in the hallway of the TWA hotel. So can you see how it looks? Look, see how it's all like brassy? It's swanky. It's so swanky. I really want to take y'all down into the lobby, but I don't really want to go that far. But I'll go into the hallway and then I'll go back. But it really is neat because they took something that was old and they made it new again. And I think that that's really great. I think this looks like a bank. Can you guys see that? Isn't that cool? But look at this bench. It's like it's so retro. Everything's so retro. The font. See everything that's so like, can y'all see that? Am I getting that in? Let's see if I can get an elevator and I'll show you the inside. Okay. And I won't go anywhere. I'm just going to show you. Okay. So can you see how cool and retro this is? And then look at the top. It closed. But anyway, I want you all to see like all of this kind of stuff. Can you read that? Or too bright? Okay, now they're playing the old complex and it's got the runway lights. It's pretty wet. So when you come down, you go through an entire concourse and it is like crazy. And it's very like tubular, which is very, God, it sounded like the 80s, but it's very, what is the word? Well, 1962. Okay, let's see the outside. I got on the elevator, Anna. Because my phone stopped. Okay, look, there it is. Am I showing it, Anna? Can you see all of that? Look how fantastic. There's the plane that's here. This is the restaurant, and that's actual JFK. You can get on a plane. So, really cool. I'm going to turn it. Can I turn it off here? Is that okay? Okay. Hopefully that wasn't too long of a segment. And I'll put my... Hello. Am I back? Okay, you guys. Let's see what I missed. Stacy, I went to Christmas with my dad. Stacy, that's fantastic. And Stacy, yes, we can hear. Sheila said that was amazing. Could y'all hear me when I got in the elevator, or did it shut off? I went away. I'm so sorry, everybody. I was trying to show you all the things. I apologize. That's hilarious. Nathan said, your phone is going to stop. It did stop, but I wanted to share. I just wanted everybody to see all the things. Okay. Peter, what am I cooking for Wednesday? Okay. And I thought about it. And what we were going to do was I was going to make coffee inside the hotel room because that's what I could do. The TWA hotel doesn't have coffee in the hotel rooms. And here's why I think. I think they don't because did they have coffee makers in 1962 in hotel rooms? Probably not. So I'm thinking they're trying to be very into whatever it is. Do we need to close this? Is this too bright for everybody? I can close it if you guys want to. But how about this? Nathan said make martinis. Ann and I could use a martini. We have talked about like getting a drink and all this stuff. We haven't had one drink. Like we haven't at all. We've had a lot of coffee, but we haven't had any adult drinks. Nathan says, no, it looks cool. Okay, good. I wanted it to look cool. Yeah. I mean, wait, where am I going? How's that? Should I just go like this? It is a really cool hotel. So, and it's just special. It's just different. And I just wanted you guys to see it. Well, I'm trying to get the building and not me. Okay. So with that, let's play a game. Shall we? Shall we go into Would You Rather, which is my favorite game to play with you guys on here. It's actually, I love it. Would You Rather is a really easy game. So everyone who's here, oh, hi. Sapna is here and Alexis is here. Good morning, everyone. I'm so glad you're here. It's great to see you. We're going to play Would You Rather. And Anna has come up with, and I don't know, do you have slides for this one, Anna? Or no slides. So it's just us, you guys. So it's great. Even if you're listening, you can play. If you are listening, you can go and chat on backchannel.tv If you're watching on an Echo Show, you can speak to your Echo Show device. You can say the name of your device, which I say is T-Rexa. T-Rexa, and the magic word is say. T-Rexa, say, I love the game, would you rather? And it'll type it. If you're on YouTube, you can write on the right-hand side. Peter is giving me cooking ideas. He told me I could make pancakes on the clothing iron. There is no iron. That's interesting. And there's no... Anna's going to try to go. She's going to try to find and see if there's anything in this room that I could cook with. Wouldn't that be funny? Now, there isn't a pad. I was like, there used to be a TWA pad. I was like, I could write y'all a note. I could write down a recipe. But no, there's no coffee maker in this room, and there's no liquor for the martini bar, and and there's no ironing. So apparently these are the things they did not have in 1962. I'm guessing. I don't know. Nobody told me how we chose the things for the room. Okay, but I would like to play Would You Rather. Peter, I'm going to give you one. All right. This is for everybody, guys, not just Peter. I'm just picking on Peter. He's Anna's friend. Would you rather a coffee maker in your hotel room or an iron to iron your clothes? A coffee maker or an iron, everybody? Sheila, who's here? Maddie, Alexis, Sheila. I think I said Sheila. Stacy, Alex, Nathan, Peter, Eric. Who else? Mindy. Whoever is here, play along. Would you rather a coffee maker in your hotel room or an iron to iron your clothes? I'm going to guess what Anna's going to say. Anybody want to guess what I'm going to say? Let's see. Okay. Wow, I missed a lot of what Anna wrote. Anna says there is a steamer in here. I could get some broccoli, Peter. I could steam some broccoli for you. And a hairdryer. Oh, okay. Let's see. Anna shockingly said coffee. I knew she was going to say that. I am going to say coffee. Sheila says coffee. And Nathan says coffee. That is now what we've decided. All of you have said. You have all said coffee. That is the decision. It's unanimous. This is not a democracy. If we're building a hotel, we're having coffee makers. Okay, guys? Everyone gets a coffee maker. I'm going to Oprah this situation. You get a coffee maker. You get a coffee maker. Everyone. I don't know how to iron, so I couldn't iron anything. I'm serious. I make this joke all the time that if the Taliban came over to America and said, we need Olivia. I'm serious. Terrorists came over and said, hey, we need Olivia to okay, we'll go to Back to the Future. The Libyans and Back to the Future. I love that. They had the plutonium. And they said, Liv, we need the plutonium. Or you iron our clothes. I would say, look, I got to give you the plutonium. I feel like I can't do it. I don't know. I have no idea how to iron. Sorry. Okay. Would you rather, you guys? Would you rather to wear the same socks, your socks, for an entire month or the same underwear for a week? This means no washing. Think about that. No washing. Yeah, you don't have any. There's no way. I don't know. Would you wear the socks for a month or the undies for a week? I wish Fitz and Quinn were listening right now. Because I think they would think that's a funny one. But they're at Disney World, so they're fine. Peter, Nathan, Eric, Mindy. Oh, Sheila says socks. That's what I said, Sheila. Peter said underwear, easy. Oh, that's gross. Yeah, but that's a boy. I said that. I go, boys would say underwear. I was like, boys would say underwear for a week. That's what boys would say. I mean, men. Peter's a man. Men would wear it. I could wear my underwear for a week. Y'all would. Women, no. We're going to wear socks. I'm totally doing a gender thing. Nathan says underwear. I've done both for 2 weeks. What? And underwear is way better. Socks get a lot worse. Oh my gosh. Our marriage might be on the rocks. I'm kidding. Grounds for annulment. Yes. This is it. Everyone who knows my marriage and my husband and I, this is the moment. It's this. Too soon? Okay. Nathan says he's been camping and that socks get a lot worse. Also, I think it's different for guys. Peter says frontwards, backwards, inside out, frontwards, inside out, backwards, then suffer for 3 days. That's funny. That's funny. But also, ladies can't do that. Sorry, you're both married men. You know this. Ladies can't do that. That's not an option for women. Sheila knows. Sheila's like, meh, sucks. Okay, that was hilarious, I must say. Okay, guys, would you rather buy all used underwear? Apparently, a 4-year-old wrote these. I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. I just wish the little kids were on right now. Anna's like, what? I know who wrote them. I was with her. Anyway, would she's getting all cute and emo. Would you rather buy all used underwear or all used toothbrushes? And what we decided last night was you can't clean either. We're going to make it hard. I mean, otherwise, what's the point of the game, right? Used toothbrushes or used underwear? This one's easy for me. I don't even think this is a choice. And I'd even look and see what any of your answers were. Being so rude to you today. Fits his new family. Oh wow, you write a lot. I miss so much of what she says. It's so weird because she's sitting right here, but she can't talk to me. Sheila, I don't know what that means. Tell me again. Peter says easy, toothbrush. Same. Nathan, toothbrush. Same. Yes. Easy, 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 easy. I'm going to guess that's what Sheila was writing. Anna, Sheila said none. Sheila just will go the rest of her life without underwear or brushing her teeth. This is why God invented Mentos gum. I'm pretty sure that was on the 8th day. Just use Listerine afterwards. That's true. We didn't say, and if you're drinking coffee, you're going to have coffee breath anyway. Who cares? Your teeth can fall out. Sheila wins that one. Sheila, you totally won that round. Dang it, that was smart. Okay, would you rather have to wear stilettos to sleep or wear to sleep? Okay. Or have to wear slippers everywhere you go? Stilettos, which do men know what stilettos are? I want to see what the men folks say. Nathan says use very well. I guess you're just saying like use a lot of water to brush the whatever. Sheila says everywhere I go, I would wear slippers. Nathan says slippers. Men don't know what stilettos are, do they? Do they know? They're really high, like you're talking like supermodel high heels. Like they are like you're as tall as that building. Where's my finger? Nathan wrote slippers. Stilettos are sitting down only shoes. Sheila, you're right. Stilettos, or if you're taking a family photo or like your Christmas card pictures and you want to impress everybody and tell everybody that you have really great, powerful like thighs and calves, you put on some stilettos. You pay a professional photographer. You cross your feet like, Kate Middleton. Is that her name? And I don't know. And you and you show that bad boy off. And then you take those off. You put those slippers on. That's what you do. Oh, goodbye. Yes. Happy. Oh, yes. It's a holy day of obligation. Peter is off to mass. Bye, friend. See you later. But I know Peter would say slippers. He meant to write that before he left. But yes, I would go for slippers. Anna would say slippers. Stilettos would catch on the sheets. That is true. Although you would be safe. If a ninja came in, which this isn't funny because that happened, you could use your stiletto. Anna's laughing. That might have been in poor taste. Too soon. Last, would you rather be able to speak any language or be able to speak to animals? Nathan says, why would I wear any shoes to sleep? That's a good point. Anna's clapping for you, Nathan. Okay, so would you rather speak in any language at all or to animals? Peter, I'm not going to read that on the air. Stop. Go light a candle for me, friend. I literally come into your state in a week. Both. Sheila said both. Okay, I'm going to be mean, Sheila. I'm going to make you choose. Nathan wants animals because I'm pretty sure he wants to know what our dog Jack thinks of us because we talk to him like he is a newborn zygote. Not even a baby. We're like, you're a newborn embryo. We talk to him like he is so not smart, but that's because he's a mini Pomeranian and he has a teeny tiny brain. So we just talk to him like a fuzzy cotton ball with eyes, which is what he is. Nathan wrote, people are not interesting. Okay, I need to get home and kiss this man's face. He is in a bad mood. Is what you're like when you don't get kissed every morning, Nathan? Is that what's wrong? You haven't had a kiss? We're going to have to fix that. You're flying here in 2 days. I will make sure to kiss you. Everybody, he will be nice, although he won't be with me on the air the next time. So I'll just have to load him up. People are not interesting. What is wrong with you today? He is being feisty. I think I would want, and he probably also said that because I love people. Nathan, go get Jack the dog to give you a little kiss right on the cheek. I'm gonna have to say people. I would love to be able to talk to every single person in the world. As much as I would like to talk to Jack, my dog, I really would. He doesn't beat all the humans for me. So I'm gonna have to go with I would love to know every single language in the world. That would be really fascinating and cool. I gotta say that. That would be cool. All right. I loved that. That was a good one. Anna said animals would be cool, but I would love to not to be the stupid American traveling. I mean, she's not wrong. I mean, that would be nice. And we could it would be nice, like UN relations for America, that we could speak the language and people would be like, oh, Americans are really kind about that. I want to talk about something a little interesting. I shared, let's see, St. Nicholas Day was Monday when producer Will was producing this show. Hello, Amy. Good morning. Welcome, welcome. So glad you're here. St. Nicholas Day is like celebrated throughout the world, and some people do it for religious reasons. Some people do it for traditional reasons. Some people do it for culture. Okay. My daughter got an Xbox Series X for St. Nicholas Day. That sounds very extravagant. And that is because for St. Nicholas Day, you're supposed to do like chocolate coins, walnuts, or nuts, oranges, and like maybe a few little tiny presents, like teeny tiny, like little gifts, like socks, like, very not big deal. So when we decided to give her an Xbox Series X, it was not because it was St. Nicholas Day. We actually ordered it for her birthday. Now, I don't know how many of you are parents. All of us come from parents, whether we grew up with our parents or not, but we had to come from two people. That's how science works. But I don't know if you ever were promised a present, maybe even from like a coworker or a friend or a spouse, and then you didn't get the present. That's what happened to our kid. We got her this for her birthday, and it never came in. Never came in. And Nathan, my husband, kept contacting them and like trying to see like where the heck is this thing? Like what is going on? So talk about like, back order. It was on crazy back order. And if Nathan's still there, I know he just said he's off to mass. It's a holy day for those of us that are Catholic. Nathan, could you type in where you got it? It was Microsoft something. I forgot. He's probably gonna be like Microsoft Store. Like it's like that basic. Anyway. But if he's still there. So we finally got it in the week of Thanksgiving. And so we looked at each other and we're like, oh, we can save it for Christmas, blah, blah, blah. But she already got it. Like we already told her she was getting it. Like it was her birthday present, and we like wrapped it up and all this kind of stuff. She doesn't have any siblings at home. So we thought, oh, a machine. That's what she could do. She could have a friend, a virtual friend. She's got a long time to live with just my husband and I. So yes, we're compensating. I'm just being really real. So anyway, we thought, we could do it for St. Nicholas Day. That would be kind of fun. And bye, Nathan. I love you. Have a great day. Have a good mass. Pray for us. And so, yeah, so we got her the thing. We decided to give it to her for St. Nicholas Day. She's been playing it every single day since. But it got me thinking about video games, right? Because I grew up with video games. I grew up with a whole bunch of stuff. I want to know, do any of you game? Did you grow up with video games? Did you grow up with video gaming systems? And if you did, what did you have? What did you have? What did you play with? I know when we were in Manhattan last night in Midtown, there's a Nintendo store. Back in the day when I was playing Nintendo, they didn't have Nintendo stores. You know what I mean? Like that wasn't a thing, but there was a Nintendo store. There's a Nintendo store here. There's also a Lego store. Like they have a lot of the M&M has a store. Like everybody has a store now. But did you grow up playing Mario Party? Did you grow up playing, what kind of game system? Sheila had Atari. I'm going to get to Atari in just a second. Did you, I think the console that Sonic the Hedgehog was that PlayStation? I feel like it was PlayStation. Someone's going to have to let me know. But Sheila, I did not have an Atari. Ugh. The kid across the street, Mark, which I know he is not listening to this show because I don't know where he is. I've tried to find him a couple of times. I have. He had an Atari. So I would go over and I would play 1941, which was a flying like a war game. What did you play? Do you remember what you played on your Atari, Sheila? My cousins also had a Commodore 64, which I feel like was the first of gaming, which wasn't, it was a PC, but you had games on it. You know what I mean? And I remember going over and playing on their Commodore 64. And I had an Apple IIc, which was not as cool. We used floppy disks, but we would play games. Okay, Sheila would play Asteroids and Pac-Man. What? You could play Pac-Man on the Atari? I didn't know that. Mark failed me. A neighborhood kid had the wrong games. We did have Pong. I did play Pong, and I played 1941. I did not know you could play that. Oh, and what about Centipede? Was that also on Atari? Yes. Asteroids was the little right, like the little guy, like the what am I doing? This is a spaceship. I'm doing a spaceship. And he did this at the bottom of the screen. Look, Sheila, you're having flashbacks, aren't you? I look like the thing. And it goes pew, pew. And it like shot up a pew, pew. Is that what it was? Was that asteroids? Pretty sure it was. Maybe Anna can find a picture. Or maybe Anna can find all the things that Charlie had. I had a normal like Nintendo, and then we got a Nintendo 64, and I got a PS2, PlayStation 2, right? Anybody remember this stuff? And a normal PlayStation. Sheila said, yes, that's asteroids. God, those were awesome. That was awesome. Oh, geez. Okay. Anna says, dun, dun, dun. She had a PS2 and a Nintendo DS. Was that a handheld? Is that what a DS was? Okay. That's in the quiz game. Oh, do we have a quiz? Or no? No, we're not doing you. That meant something else. Okay. She had a plug and play Disney edition. And if you changed it to channel 3, you were golden. And Galaga. Was that the asteroids thing was Galaga? Or no, that's just a whole different game. Galaga is a whole different thing. Now, here's what's interesting. When they put the Atari games out into video gaming systems, there was the little ball. Do we have? Oh, we do have a game. Which console? Okay, but I'm gonna have to like say it. Okay, got it. They have a little ball, which I can never do that, Sheila. I don't know if you were able to maneuver that situation. What is cool is Houston has some gaming systems now, which I think probably everybody has this kind of stuff at this point. But you go and it's just video games from like old school things, the sitting down kind, the standing kind, and they're like game centers with like 200 different games, pinball machines, and it's just the video game systems with the big tall kind. You know what I'm talking about? Like the kind they had at the pizza parlor, bowling, those guys. Which is really fantastic. So I want to play this. Let's see. It might just be Sheila. Everybody else went to church. It's 9:30. And I don't know what happened to Stacy. She might be eating her Rice Krispies today. So it might be just you, Sheila, and you're very kind to be here. But you guys, if you are here and you're listening and you'd like to play along, we're going to play a game called Which Console? So we're talking about video games. We're going into this whole video game thing. And Anna will play. Poor Anna. I'll play. Hopefully Sheila will play. If you're there and you're listening, if you're on an app, if you are, I guess, on Twitter, if you're on the Alexa device, if you are on an Echo Dot, I don't know where else you could be. Any place else, go to backchannel.tv and you can type into the chat. If you're on an Echo Show, you can actually say the word, like say the name of your device, and the magic word is say. So you can say, Alexa, say Nintendo 64, and that'll be your answer. It'll type it for you. Okay. This is like the future, you guys. If you're on YouTube, there's a chat feature on the right-hand side that you can participate. So let's play a game. Let's play Which Console? I'm going to say the name of the video game, and you have to tell me which console you had to play it on. Okay? Okay? That's kind of crazy. Can you do that? So I'll give you the first one. Mario Party is the game. The console that Mario Party was played on was a Nintendo 64. Who knew? Probably you. You probably knew this. So here's the next one. Pokemon, which I think is kind of interesting that this is a game because Pokemon is a card game, right? But they made it into a game, like into a video game. Which came first? I would say the cards. I think the Pokemon cards came first, and then they made the video game. So what was it? Anna's gonna know the answer. I don't know if she was here. I'll wait a second. But Pokemon for Game Boy. Now, what's interesting about Pokemon is that I just said the answer. I literally just said the answer. Man, that's classic. That is so classic. I love that I'm like, dun dun. Sorry, everybody. That's hilarious. Yeah. Well, now you know. Pokemon, you could play on the Game Boy. Sheila never played Pokemon. I didn't have a Game Boy. I don't know if you did, Sheila. My brothers did. They're younger than I am, but I never had one. Okay. Sonic the Hedgehog. I kind of mentioned it earlier. And I said the wrong name for what it was, actually. I said the wrong name. I said PlayStation. PlayStation. And I really love when Wii came out and they would say, "We would like to play." I thought that was so funny. What it originally premiered on. Oh, so it did move to PlayStation, maybe? I don't know. But when it originally premiered, what did it originally premiere on? Sheila, do you know? Did you play Sonic the Hedgehog? Anna probably didn't even know what Sonic the Hedgehog was. She's offended. I'd like to play a new game called How Many Times Do I Offend Anna in a Show? We can't even count at this point. Oh, she has a little teddy bear and she's hugging it. It's so cute. Okay, Sonic the Hedgehog was Sega Genesis. Anybody remember Sega? That's how we say it, right? Sega Genesis? Man, my mom had it. My mom still has a Genesis upstairs, like where the kids go to play. My mom still has a Genesis. Oh, and I'm so out of practice. I cannot play those games anymore. I can't do it. I was able to, and now I just can't. Sonic the Hedgehog was 1991. That was a good year for video games. The 90s were the best. Okay, Pac-Man. Sheila's going to know the answer to this one. What did Pac-Man originally premiere on? Which Anna put the full name of this console. I did not know this was the full name of the console. I got to be honest. I had no clue whatsoever. But now I know. And I feel like Sheila should get points because, not that there are any points. Sheila, I'm going to bring you back a TWA hotel pencil. This is what you can get. Or my hotel key, which will not work. But it's cool. Look at this. It's so cool. I really could. Smells very pencily. Do y'all remember that smell first day of school? Yes? Anna's like, please stop sniffing the pencils. Okay, Pac-Man was Atari 2600. I think that's how we said it. I don't think we said Atari 2600. That sounds dumb. 2600. I just made a decision for all of us. Okay, Dance Dance Revolution. Does anybody know? And this is a tough one. What Pac-Man is circa 1980. Yeah, so good. I had there was a guy that worked for my father. My dad owned a truck stop in North Louisiana, and there were two guys named David. They were both named David. One worked on the trucks, and the other one kind of worked around the truck stop, like the restaurant. And the guy that worked around the truck stop, David, he taught me how to win Pac-Man. He taught me like all these tricks because we had the big, like tall one, and we would stand and play forever. And I was so good. Now I'm not. I can't do it anymore. I get really cocky and then I just can't I can't. I try. And it says my mom still remembers all the maps and kills it. There's maps? That's crazy. Chris is impressed by it. That's her husband. That's fantastic. Okay, so Dance Dance Revolution. Oh, it's the same every cycle. I did not know that about Pac-Man. That makes sense. I love that Anna's mom can crush Pac-Man. Dance Dance Revolution is originally an arcade game. Did you know that? What the what? And that's what I'm trying to say. When the big tall things, those are arcades. Those. You can buy those. And they used to be crazy expensive. Like I remember if somebody had one of those, that was like $30,000. Now you can get them like 2,000. Not that $2,000 is just chump change, but compared to $30,000, that's quite a difference. I mean, it's like changed so much. I mean, if you really want to save and get one, you can. And they had the little mini tabletops, which I remember those always being in Pizza Hut. Do you remember that, Sheila? We used to eat inside Pizza Hut like a restaurant. Oh, it was so good. There's something about Pizza Hut pizza when it comes out in that deep dish. You know what I'm talking about. And you're sitting in the restaurant. Ugh. Does anybody remember eating restaurants inside? Too soon? Okay. So you guys, I know that we're kind of getting close to the end. And I want to say thank you, Sheila, for being here. You're so sweet. She's so kind. And everybody else who's here, Maddie and Amy and Alexa. And let's see, Alex, Eric, Mindy, Nathan, everyone who's been here this morning, April. I really love that you guys are here and spend your mornings with me on Live Every Day. It's so great coming to you live from the TWA Hotel. That just sounds so cool instead of Houston, Texas. But I wanted to talk about a little bit something that's kind of close to my heart. Not kind of, like it's super close to my heart. But the Surgeon General just came out with something yesterday. I believe it was yesterday. And it's going to pull up the article. It was in Apple News, which I kind of love Apple News. I don't know if you guys have Apple phones or anything, but it pops up, and the Apple News is really great because I like Yahoo and things like that, because it just gathers from all these different sources. And so that's really nice to like see all the things. But the article is the US Surgeon General issues a stark warning about the state of youth mental health. So this is concerning. And let's talk about why. December 7th, the US Surgeon General, and there he is, Vivek Murthy, has a warning about mental health with young people. Murphy told Morning Edition that children and young adults were already facing a mental health crisis before the coronavirus pandemic began. 1 in 3 high school students reported persistent feelings of sadness or hopelessness, a 40% increase from 2009 to 2019. Did y'all hear that? 1 in 3 high school students reported persistent feelings of sadness or hopelessness, which I don't know if you know this. Depression is actually a sign of hopelessness. And people who, sadly, we have a suicide epidemic in this country. I am going to say epidemic. Crisis, that's fine. And usually 9 times out of 10, it comes from the hopelessness. And I'm someone who suffers with depression. So that's why I talk about this, and I talk about, anxiety and things like that. And I just want to take a moment to spotlight mental health. And we try to read from articles and keep people up to date about certain topics. And I thought this was interesting enough. Anna found it and was like, I think this is something we can talk about on the air. And that is very disturbing. 40% increase for high school students, 2009 to 2019. Suicide rates have gone up also from 2009 to 2019. It has risen 57%. 57% from the ages of 10 to 24. That is a huge number. During the pandemic, rates of anxiety and depression have increased, which here's what's interesting. We all know this to be true, not just with our kids, not just with the teens, not just with the young adults, but adults, okay? Fully formed people with their frontal lobes. Your frontal lobe is not fully formed until you're 26 years old. You're actually in adolescence from 9 to 10 to 26. You're an adolescent. So the fact that you're dealing with people who do not have full frontal lobe development is a real thing. My degree was in human development. So this is very concerning, and why it's so interesting to me to see where we're at in this crisis, and that we need to address it. Absolutely. The pandemic has made issues behind mental health crisis only worse. This is a critical issue. We have to do something about it now. We can't wait until the pandemic is over to address this. This is what the Surgeon General is saying. Murphy, who issued the advisory called, quote, Protecting Youth Mental Health, also cites gun violence, the specter of climate change, racism, and social conflict as sources of stress. This is what's stressing out the young people. Let me read that again. Gun violence, climate change, racism, social conflict. Again, this is not just the youth, right? This is like everybody who's on this planet. We also have to recognize that kids increasingly are experiencing bullying, not just in school, but guess where, everybody? Sorry, I just hit my mic. I talk with my hands. They're experiencing it online. And I want to say something in just a sec, actually, about that. They're growing up in a popular culture and a media culture that reminds kids often that they aren't attractive enough, they aren't good looking enough, they're not thin enough, they're not popular enough, they're not rich enough, they're just not enough, is what he said. Man, does that hit close to home. That is devastating. And hopefully reading this and sharing this makes people feel not so alone, not the only ones experiencing this, that if this is what the teenagers and the young kids who are supposed to be living their life free, and they don't have mortgages and they don't have um all the problems that you have as an adult, right? They think, oh, being adult's so cool, I can stay out late and I can watch any movie I want. Okay, true. But there's so many pressures of being an adult, and they don't have that. That's childhood, right? That's young adulthood. You get to just like eat ramen every day, and you go to school and you have your friends. That's not what we're facing anymore. They don't have these things anymore. So they're going to go into adulthood. Why this is concerning as a society is that, first of all, we need the people here, not just because they're precious to us, because they're human beings, which they are. And that alone gives them their dignity and their worth to be on this planet. But we need to be in this culture together. We need to be in this society together. We need to be working. We need to be solving medical issues together. We need doctors. We need pilots. We need all of this. We need to get married and have babies, school teachers. That's not going to happen if we're losing people to suicide. There's already plenty of things out in the world trying to take us down all the time. So that's a travesty. And then if we're going to have children who are coming into adulthood when they do get fully formed, okay, and I'm not like an expert. I do have a degree in human development, but I would not call that expertise by any means. I'm just an adult. Comes into adulthood and they have these massive issues. That is going to be a problem. That's going to be a problem, that we're going to have these adults that are going to be emotionally, suffering. We already have a lot of emotionally suffering adults out in the world. Oh, you guys, we have got to figure that out. We have got to figure that out and help them. Do they have any tips or anything that they said in the article? I don't know. I didn't finish reading the article. Not that it does, but it breaks my heart. Interesting enough, every single thing that they're saying that these kids are suffering from, or young adults are suffering from, is literally my issues. I have shared this and nobody's here again for me sharing it, which is sad because I'll have to keep sharing it, which is exhausting. But I used to weigh over 458 pounds. I was diagnosed extremely severe anxiety. I was bedridden for 3 years. I would not leave my house past 4:30 in the afternoon, not even to get the mail at the end of my sidewalk. And I couldn't fly for 15 years. I flew twice, and I was on major medication. I now fly. I don't take any medication at all. I fly all the time. And obviously, I'm not in bed. So I understand the mental health crisis that we have in this country, and it is very difficult to overcome. I found a treatment that works for me, and that I got started from someone who was at MD Anderson, which is a very revered hospital in Houston, Texas. They are the cancer hospital that people from all over the world come to. And so they were incredible and helped me get well. And now I'm facing my depression. And it's something that I do face. And I've had some pretty dark periods of time. And so I want to bring a light to this for a couple of reasons. One, to say that you're not alone, that I want you to live every day. I want you to know that if you're just reading this article, this is the Surgeon General saying these are the problems that other fellow Americans have. And I'm going to guess this is not just unique to America. That you can hear, wow, no, that isn't all the lies about you're the only one, you're worthless, you're not enough, you're the only one who thinks these things, everybody else is enough. That's all lies. Like those are not truths. And that a lot of people are suffering with that. And also to hear from someone who has made it through onto the other side, which is really hard to do, both with that much weight loss, 300 pounds, and getting over severe anxiety, which literally stole my life. So I want you to hear that. I'm hoping to make it out of depression or to make it into a space with my depression that I can continue to live every day, all the things and not just surviving. When I mean live every day, we mean thriving. And there's a difference between the two. When you're just surviving and when you're actually living your life. And that's what I want for you. And that's what I want for these kids. On the importance of combating the stigma, which is what I'm trying to do today. We're trying to just bring a little light to it. As much as technology has an important role here, what we're calling for as an advisory are much broader changes as well. We're asking for individuals to take action to change how we think and talk about mental health. So people with mental health struggles know they have nothing to be ashamed of and that it's okay to ask for help. Yes, that is a big platform for me. Nothing to be ashamed of. And you're so not alone. You'd like to think you're the only one with these things. And what's sad is that you're not. That is sad, actually, but you're not, which is good. So it's kind of a both and, not an either or. The stigma is so powerful that it's around mental health. It's something I experienced as a young person who struggled with mental health. I guess this is the author writing this. I didn't know that I could ask for help and I was ashamed. But we're calling for expanded access to mental health care. Unless this is the Surgeon General saying this, and I didn't see who originally started talking. You don't have to scroll. Is who is saying this? Because it's all I statements. But we're also calling, let's see. But we're thank you. Also calling for expanded access to mental health care, for increases in mental health care counselors in schools, investments in social emotional learning curriculum in schools, as well as finally for people to invest in relationships in their life. I think if anything we've learned in this pandemic is we cannot take our humanity lightly. We are human beings and we were made for community and we need each other. And we weren't meant to do this life journey alone. Okay. That's why we're here. Look at us. We're using technology to connect. And we are able to connect right now through technology, which is beautiful. This is a good. This is a really great good. We're forming a community. We're learning from each other. We're starting off our day smiling. We're starting off our day together. And we're taking this technology thing by the horns and saying, fine, it's here. Then we're going to interact and we're going to make something of it. And I think that it's really important that they were all from the Surgeon General. He is saying that he dealt with mental health. Oh, that's so powerful. Wow, that is so powerful that our Surgeon General, the top of our government, right? Saying to us, I had this issue. I have this issue. I felt this way. That is powerful and strong. Wow. I love that. I might make you go back to the article. I kind of want to finish reading it in just a bit. Let's see. Anna says, I've heard that one of the reasons kids have so much anxiety is because we as humans are built for a certain number of connections in a day and conversations. It's true. And hugging. We're supposed to be touched a certain amount every day. You know, it's funny because growing up in the, I was a kid in the 80s, I was a teen in the 90s, which was the best thing ever. Sorry, but it was. And we would always talk about these Romanian orphans. Do you remember hearing that term about Romanian orphans? And there was a big, like, I guess there was an expose on it about in Romania and the orphanages that these babies, these children would be in these, like in their cribs or in their toddler beds, which were all like barred and stuff because they had so many orphans and so few people that could take care of them. And they would die. The orphans would die. And they figured out they were dying because no one was touching them. Like they had food, they had a place to sleep, but they didn't have actual touch. this isn't a spiritual thing. This isn't like a religious thing. This is our human condition. These bodies we're floating in, which I don't believe we're just floating in a body, but just for this conversation, are meant to be touched, and we emotionally are meant to be loved and to love. That's like a real thing, not just Chick-fil-A. We've got to love humans and allow them to love us, and that's a big deal. And so this mental health crisis is really getting concerning. And if we don't have healthy adults, if we don't have healthy, forget just adults, but children and young adults and teens and whatever, that's you're not going to have good workers. You're not going to have people educated. You're not going to have happy people. You're not going to have people aren't going to produce and do what they're supposed to be doing. Oh, Kelly, hello. Good morning. Hi. We're not going to have any of those things. We've got to address mental health. So Anna says, even before kids leave for school, they've already had all those connections through social media. Failure to thrive is what they were said to die of. Proof that we need other people and relationships to thrive. We do. And we can really hurt each other, which is really sad that people would want to hurt other people, because we're all going through this thing together. And why anybody would intentionally want to hurt another human being, I don't understand, but it's true. And they do. And there's a lot of other mental crises going on in this world. And I don't want to end on a sad note. Anna, would you bring up that article? I want to read the end and see what else, because now that I know that is the Surgeon General saying these I statements, I think that's really powerful to hear, that you're hearing someone who's in government, who is a respected official, a man, and he's saying, he's a professional, these kind of things, and he's saying these statements, and he wants people to know you're seen and you're heard. And I wanted to, if maybe there's a place. How about this, Anna? Could you send me a message? Where can people go to get mental health? Let's see. Do they give us any resources of where to go? Okay, so I know we're at the last minute. He was bullied a lot. He was nervous about tests, about feeling isolated. He was shy. He had a lot of shame. And he doesn't want that for the reality of his children, who are 4 and 5 years old, growing up in this very complicated world. So he's speaking as a father. He's speaking as someone who has dealt with this. And I just think that's really beautiful. This was on the Morning Edition live blog. I don't know, Anna, if you have any resources. I'll start closing out the show. And if you do find just something, a good website or something that we could send people to that are listening or watching, that if you would like to address mental health or share with a loved one, I can share what I use to help with my anxiety, which was neurofeedback therapy. It is available everywhere. Neurofeedback therapy. I did file it with my insurance, just to let you know. It is an expensive therapy. However, once it's over, it's over. And it can be finished in about 9 months to a year. And that's it. It's less than braces. You know what I mean? I don't know. I should find out the cost of those two things. But the time is, now for me, because I was so extremely severe, it took us 18 months, I think. So, but yeah, 9 months to a year. And I am not the only success story. I've got a lot of people in my life that, because of my story, went on to get neurofeedback therapy, and it literally changed their lives. So I advocate that. The National Suicide Prevention Hotline, the Lifeline, you guys, the Lifeline is 24 hours a day, English and Spanish. It's 1-800, and maybe Anna can put it up, although I know we're closing out the show, 273-8255. You guys, I want you to live every day. Thank you for being here. Don't go anywhere, because there's going to be a show in an hour, the Anthony Davis Show at 12 Eastern. Thank you. I'll be here tomorrow, 8 Eastern. You guys go out there and make it a great one. Bye.